We are back again to a place where we, the Kenyan people, have been wanting to live for the longest. The president of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, is receiving sad news again at State House of the Kenyan people, the Kenyan Gen Zs, planning to do a demonstration. Ladies and gentlemen, today with me, I'd like us to go through some of the biggest headlines which are making waves in the Republic of Kenya. And by us going through these headlines, you're going to understand that it's bad news for the Kenyan government, because Kenyans are getting to know the type of government that is serving them. And I'd like you to stay with me to the end. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another interesting video. This is Duffy Updates, a place where we bring to you latest political news. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to pass through the biggest headlines that are making waves in the Republic of Kenya. And when I say that, I mean that we are going to go through the top newspapers here in the Republic of Kenya. And by us going through each and every single one of them, by the end, we will have known which headlines, what's going on in the Republic of Kenya. So to start with, we are going to check on the Standard, which has a very sad story, which is the biggest story that is making Kenyans want to go back to the streets and demonstrate, because they feel like the Kenyan government does not understand them, is not even trying to understand them. That's the Standard. We are also going to check at the Daily Nation, which also carries a story that angers Kenyans a lot. The story which made Kenyans about a month ago go out to the streets to demonstrate, demand justice for someone, and today the headline is the person who Kenyans wanted to see him pay for the mistakes which were being alleged that he had committed. That person is off the hook, meaning that he has survived, he has escaped, he has not paid anything. He has not suffered any consequences of the mistakes which he did. That's Daily Nation. And then we are going to go to the People Daily, where we are going to find the story of Raila Odinga being the person that Gen Zs hate the most at the moment, because he is a traitor. Most Gen Zs don't want anything to do with the top opposition leader, top ODM leader Raila Odinga. We can say opposition because at the moment Raila Odinga seems to be working very close with the government. He is no longer an opposition. He is a person who is currently eating very well in the government, and that's the reason why for the longest amekuwa amenyamaza. Then at the end we are going to finish with Taifa Leo, where the president's plan for 2027 is being exposed. Karata card ya Ruto, as in the cards which Ruto is planning to play to make sure that come 2027 he wins back the presidency, even eliminating top candidates like Fred Matiang'i, the former Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya, David Maraga, and people like Rigathi Gachagua. So make sure you stay with me to the end. I'll make sure to update you as well as possible. And if this is your first time watching a video from this channel, kindly feel welcomed. This is home, this is a place to be, and you can join us by clicking the subscribe button under this video. If you like the updates, make sure you click the thumbs up button or like the video. You can also share the video with your friends or even in your WhatsApp groups, so that more Kenyans can understand what's happening in their country. Finally, make sure you click the notification icon on, so that next time when you upload a new video, YouTube will automatically notify you that Duffy Updates have uploaded a new video. So with those many remarks, welcome, and let us dive right into today's updates. To start with, I had informed you that we are going to start with this newspaper, the bold one, the Standard, where it entails the story of Julian Joi. The story has started to gain waves. It has been spoken about in many platforms, and today on the Standard, the headline accompanying the picture of Julian Joi is something very emotional, very sad, and it is because we are back again to a place where we never wanted to go. It reads, "Oh no, Not again. In simple terms, it is because what has happened is something which, when it's like when you already know that a certain path leads you to maybe a bad destination, but you find yourself going through the same path again and again. The case of Albert Ojwang dying in police custody was something which, after it erupted, was something which Kenyans thought was not going to happen again. But this case for Julian Joi proves that the police are not running, the Kenyan government are not getting the point, because Julian Joi, a 24-year-old young lady, young Gen Z, young Kenyan, her life was cut short in police custody. According to the Standard, this is bloodshed. After a day-long standoff between two state security agencies, the police and the prison service, over where 24-year-old Julia Kariuki lost her life, the prison service has admitted she died in their custody, though they claim she arrived already injured. The cold deflected on responsibility, even as if life is lost, echoes the very impunity Kenyans have been protesting against. Now, pressure is mounting on President William Ruto to rein in the growing tension and apparent thirst for blood within the ranks of his security forces. Details are still coming out, and at the moment what is known is Julian Joi came out on Sabasaba to protest just like any other ordinary Kenyan. On that evening, she was arrested with claims of participating in the unpeaceful protest, according to the police or to the government. She was taken to the cells. The following morning, she was taken to Nanyuki Law Court. She was released on a 50,000 cash bond, but her family were not able to acquire that amount during that time, so she had to be taken back for remand in Nanyuki, I think, GK prison. So we are talking about two state agencies here, the police and the prison service. The police are the people who arrested her, are the people who transported her to GK prison. So at GK prison, that's where the prison service comes in. The prison service have accepted, yes, Julian Joi was in their custody and she died in their custody. But what they have also revealed is by the time she was being taken to them, she was already injured, meaning she was injured with the police. There is even this one police officer who has been identified, I think OT something, I know you have heard of him. Let me look at his DCI OT, something like that. It is believed that she is the specific officer who hit her head with a rungu, and now people are calling for his arrest, his arraignment, and his prosecution, because it is because of him that the young lady died. Apart from DCIOT, the police as a whole, from Nanyuki as a whole, are being accused of taking too long, not responding to calls of Julian Joi saying she was injured, she needed medical attention, and Kenyans are angry again because this is something which they had complained about. This is something which they had warned the government about. And today, being on Monday, the 14th of July, Kenyans are waiting to see what the government is going to do, because if nothing is done, they have already declared that tomorrow, being on a Tuesday, they are going to go out and demonstrate, protest, demanding for justice for Julian Joi. So this headline is quite a sad one, and it continues to make Ruto's government, Ruto's leadership be a hard one, because every time he tries to do something, something else comes up and it ends up painting this bad picture of the presidency of the Kenyan government, that this government is a government that eats its own people. It's sad. So that's the big news from the Standard. And now I'd like us to go to the Daily Nation, where we also have another unfortunate story which also portrays a bad image for the Kenyan government, and that's the reason why I've told you it's Ruto's a sad news. Because when something about the government happens, the end picture is Ruto is at the helm of it, so it ends up affecting him in one way or another. So on Daily Nation, the big story is about DIG Eliud Lagat. The headline reads, Lagat off the hook, meaning he is no more in trouble. Probe police boss also fighting a petition in court to save his job. The story reads, Deputy Inspector General Eliud Lagat is today expected to resume office after uh, is expected to resume office after investigations cleared him of any wrongdoings over the death of teacher Akam blogger Albert Ojwang in police custody. The police chief was forced to step aside following public pressure and youth-led protest. If you want more story, you go to page 2. So DIG Eliud Lagat was one of the people who was in the middle of this case concerning Albert Ojwang. And a bit of Albert Ojwang is Albert Ojwang was arrested at his home in Homa Bay County on June 7th and later transferred to Nairobi and put in police custody at Central Police Station. Hours later, he was dead. Ojwang was buried on July 4th. I was telling you that DIG Eliud Lagat was right in the middle of the case, because it was being said that it is because of him Albert Ojwang was arrested. And nobody knows the reason why Albert Ojwang had to be transferred from Homa Bay to Nairobi. Most people say it was because of the DIG. The pressure from Kenyans, from Gen Zs, made DIG Eliud Lagat step aside. Even though the people were calling for his resignation, for his arrest, he stepped aside just to pave way for investigators to do their things without interference. But today, Eliud Lagat can go back to office because the investigative agencies have cleared him, saying he is not in any way involved with what happened to Albert Ojwang. Is that the truth? Do you believe it? I'd like to hear your thoughts on the comment section below. But it's so unfortunate because to see people, those police constables from Central Police Station carrying the burden, carrying the cross on their own, or CS Talam being I think the highest rank of the person who has been implicated by this case. While there is evidence, the police are saying themselves that the DIG is the one who called Lagat and told him, no, the DIG Eliud Lagat is the one who called OCS Talam and told him, do this and this to this person. The fact that there is a police officer saying that implicates the DIG. But now to hear the case that he has been, he is not implicated in any way, that's very unfortunate for the Kenyan justice system. So that's another sad news, and in one way it affects the presidency because it makes his government look like a government for the few. It only serves the few. There is only justice for the chosen few, but for the majority of Kenyans, they are never ever going to find justice. On our next gazette, it's the People Daily, and it reads, why Gen Z detest this old man Raila? This is a revolt. The youth who have organized mass protest without political party affiliations see Odinga's move as an attempt to hijack the movement. Their reaction has been swift and brutal. Raila Odinga at the moment is viewed as this traitor who nobody wants to come close to. Raila Odinga is the person who made the youth anti-finance bill protest lose the weight, lose the momentum after he decided to join the government through the broad-based government. The fact that the youth have been able to organize mass protests even bigger than the ones Raila Odinga used to hold This makes them feel like they don't need Raila Odinga anymore. And then to hear Raila Odinga come out and say, "Oh, we need to talk. People need to sit down and have a conversation with the government, find a solution." That makes Raila Odinga even be hated even more by the Gen Zs, because they are wondering, you have not been in our fight. You have been actually trying to sabotage our voices, and now you want us to come and sit down and have a talk just the way you did and join the government. Raila Odinga at the moment, I don't know how he is going to get back his support, because people are people are not listening to him anymore. And if they yell, I don't know these people where they yell. On the final gazette, on our last gazette is a Kiswahili one, the Taifa Leo, and the story about this gazette is it is exposing President William Ruto's plan that he is planning to use to make sure that he wins the 2027 general elections. So karata kari ya Ruto 2027. Duru zasema rais anazungumza na Uhuru na viongozi kadhaa wa mlengo wa upinzani. Katika kikao na viongozi wa Kenya Kwanza wiki jana, Rais William Ruto aliwaondolea hofu kuwa serikali yao itabanduliwa mamlakani katika uchaguzi mkuu ujao, akifichua kuwa ipo mikakati ya kuwaleta Kalonzo, Matiang'i na hata Natembeya katika muungano wao. So this answers the question whether Ruto will manage to be re-elected come 2027. Some of his top threats include the former CS Matiang'i, Trans Nzoia Governor George Natembeya, and former President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, maybe, and other people like Rigathi Gachagua. During a previous meeting with the Kenya Kwanza leaders, President William Ruto assured his allies they should not worry, because at the moment he is talking with all of these individuals, and before 2027 he will have made sure that they will be on their side, meaning they will be supporting them. So I don't know how, politics is a very complicated and a very brutal game. We might see Natembeya today saying Tawe, saying Ruto must go, then 2 years down the line you find him behind William Samoei Ruto supporting and saying Kumi bila break. So only time will tell if Ruto's plan is going to work, if he's going to be re-elected, if he is going to be sent back to Sugoi. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on the stories that we have covered. Kindly, before you leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. Make sure that you also subscribe to this YouTube channel, click the thumbs up button, and click the notification icon on. I'll meet you in the next one. Bye bye.